Let's learn some whammy bar techniques today, shall we? Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. My name is Xander, Raymond Charles, and today in this video, I want to show you guys how I use this guitar. This guitar is very famous now anymore. Anybody who's watched my channel or seen me create has seen this Ultra Luxe modified Stratocaster, right? But I want to show you guys how I use this guitar and this very whammy bar to come up with some cool, unique, quirky, different styles of riffs and different tones and different sounds you can make with a guitar and the whammy bar, okay? Also, I have a remix coming out tomorrow on the song Follow Demeanor. I remixed it myself, I reproduced it myself, and I'm putting it out tomorrow. It's still to date probably the hardest song I've ever made. The thumping song, you guys remember that? I put a video out for it last year, but I'm remixing it, putting it out again here in 2025. And I hope you guys check it out. Also too, it's still probably one of the only songs I've never seen anybody cover or attempt to cover because of the thumping. So I'd love for you guys to maybe attempt that one day. But yeah, it'll be out tomorrow. Go check it out, okay? So I'm going to be using examples of my own songs and my own arrangements, but there are tons of songs out there. There's millions of songs out there that use the whammy bar and do similar techniques. So I'm not claiming that I made this or anything like that, but you know, I am using my songs as reference, one, because I'm really proud of them, and two, copyright stuff, okay? So that being said, let's get on into today's video. So first things first, this is an Ultra Luxe Stratocaster with EMG pickups. And the main thing that works for me is using this little guy right here. This is an EMG afterburner. Basically, it's a built-on boost, a built-on distortion pedal, overdrive pedal on your guitar. So I use that a lot for compression and for overall sound, signal, and volume. This guitar, I've said it a lot on this channel, but it lacks sustain. It lacked sustain when I first bought it, so I threw on the afterburner to compensate and to more or less fix that problem with the sound of this guitar. So I only bring that up as a reference point because a lot of these techniques, you're going to need a lot of gain, you're going to need a lot of additional help from your amplifier, your modeler, your pedal board, etc. Okay? So the first technique is just a plain old dive bomb. Who doesn't love that? And I use this technique all the time, like when I'm starting out my whammy bar riffs. So like the song Foo Dog, the opening riff, I use this technique. So I'm just diving there, and what I'm doing is I'm diving and then hammering on with like a, not a ghost note, but I'm not picking the note. I'm going. Had to play it clean there a couple times in a row. I messed up in the beginning. But that's what I'm doing. I'm diving and then going to a hammer-on with a note or a string that's not even being picked. So you can use dives all the time. People use dive bombs all the time when creating riffs. It's a pretty simple technique. Grab the bar, hit a chug, and depress the bar. Which is a nice little segue. On the song Girls Night, I do the same thing, but I do it with the open string multiple times in a row. Because it's kind of hard to do this. Like constantly hitting, diving with the same hand. It's cumbersome and you can't really get it clean, right? So the song Girls Night, I just started doing this. And the whole riff is like this. Sorry. And the whole riff is like this. So it's a lot easier to use this hand to depress the bar versus trying to do it like this. I can't get it clean and I can't do it at all really. So that's just something cool. You can use your other hand to depress the bar. All right, next technique is using harmonics and manipulating the bar, and you're gonna be pressing up. So I've got the bar this way, I've got it backwards. This is like how Dime used to have it from my research, right? So I'm gonna do chugs and then I'm gonna hit a harmonic and go ooh. This is the song snare bombs over Granddad, which is a nice little play on words with the Outkast song Bombs Over Baghdad. So it goes like this. So it's a little noisy because I've got the afterburner cranked here, but I need that in order to get the harmonic to ring for an extended period of time when I go. So the first time around I do the D string, then the second time around I do the G string. So I'm grabbing it quickly and going, and then I let go and it kind of flickers, it kind of flutters. I'm going to leave all these mistakes in here because there's a resurgence in faking on Instagram and on YouTube and stuff. So yeah, man, it's okay to mess up a little bit, right? All right, the next one, let's go snare bombs over Granddad, the outro riff. I go harmonic dive, and then I flick a harmonic and grab it. So the riff goes like this. Etc. Drive your parents nuts, kids, doing that over and over. So in slow motion, I'm hitting 3rd fret A string, right? Or E string. I like the A string a little better. Maybe you can do both. Anyway, when you're down, when you're depressed, you take the G string and you grab it and you just flick it while it's depressed, and then you just lightly touch it and get a harmonic out of it. So it's... So up to speed. Etc. Kind of cool, right? It's easier to do it faster than it is slow because, I don't know, like when you're thinking about it too much, it just doesn't compute in your brain, right? So just like do it. Easier said than done, but just do it, you know what I mean? All right, arguably my most popular and most famous whammy bar trick, and I only say that because the short that I did has like close to 4 million views or something right now, and it's one of the more popular songs I've ever made. It's in Foo Dog again, and it's the dive bomb in the dubstep drop where I'm tapping on 12 and 13. It goes like this. Etc. That's very hard to track. It's not that hard live or just sitting here and playing, but tracking, trying to get both of those tones to be as close as possible because you have to press as evenly on left and right as possible. So like when I recorded that, I'm not going to say I did that in the first take. That was many takes over and over because it's so like specific how hard you press with your whammy bar. But the technique, I'm just depressing, doing a dive, boom, and then I'm going 12 quick, but it's almost inaudible, and then the first note you really hear is 13. Wham, 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 wham. Oh, wham, 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 wham. And it sounds cooler than it sounds cooler and harder than it really is. It's not that hard at all. And that technique is probably the one that I would claim I invented. I don't know if somebody's done it before me, probably, right? But I haven't seen anybody do anything like that. And, you know, I think I invented that, and that's kind of cool. But if somebody else did, that's totally fine. But that is definitely something that is definitively unique to me, to the best of my knowledge. And I'm really proud of that kind of weird, quirky technique. So next one you can do is you can hit a harmonic and then flutter it. This is very classic, like the flutter Like Steve Vai and John Petrucci were doing this in the early 90s. It's kind of sick. All right, so the song is called Her Favorite, and the riff goes like this. That's not easy to do. That's pretty hard. So I'm going. That's hard to do. And then this walk down. That's pretty challenging as well. Whew, that's a fast one. All right, this other one is an unreleased song, but I made a reel out of it. And I have to make an original song out of it, but it's a weird, quirky thing where I'm just going. And I don't even really know what I'm doing there. I'm just going. So every time I'm hammering on 12, 13, when I'm going to 13, I'm pulling or pushing down, making the note higher. And then when I'm going to 12, I'm depressing the bar. So I'm going. So that's a song that I got to write, and I don't even really know what I'm doing there yet. But that reel and that short also did pretty well as well. And the last one we'll do here is, again, pulling up on the bar. It's a depress to a pull up. So the breakdown and Handle It, one of the, like, I think song 4 on Humans Taste Bad, the breakdown goes like this. Over and over. There's 4 different variants of that breakdown, but the intro part of every part of that riff goes depress, hammer on a note, pull up, let go. So that's no different than doing something like this. But that's weird, so I'll just go. And then therefore you get like that kind of weird, quirky pitch thing every single time in the breakdown. So everybody, that's how I do some of my whammy bar tricks. That's how you can incorporate some whammy bar tricks into your music. Hope you guys get some ideas from this video. The last thing I'll say is, like, have fun, man. Whammy bars are typically like known for like being with shred music and like shred guitars. But you know, I'm inspired by writers and riff writers who use the whammy bar in ways that aren't dedicated to shred music. So I'm inspired by a lot of people, and I try to come up with something unique and fresh on my own. And yeah, dude, that's just how I use it, and that's how I've been incorporating the whammy bar over the last, give or take, 9-10 months in my creation of music and my reinvention of my style. All right, everybody, like, comment, subscribe. What do you guys think of this video? Love to hear from you guys down below in the comment section. And with that being said, see you guys in a video very, very soon. Later.